Ever look at a tiny, fluffy kitten and feel a sudden, bizarre urge to squeeze it? Or maybe you clench your jaw and think, it's so cute I could crush it. It is a strange way to react to a harmless animal. Why does something so small and soft make us want to flex our muscles? It turns out cats have spent thousands of years quietly evolving to mirror the specific physical traits of our own young. That overwhelming, jaw-clenching feeling is actually a precise evolutionary response. It's the result of a strategy that allows cats to live safely alongside us. Your brain has a dedicated emotional circuit for caregiving, a system that handles our deepest urges to provide food, protection, and love. This circuit is usually reserved for human babies. It exists to make sure we attend to our infants, keeping our species alive. Cats evolved to generate the exact visual and auditory signals that trigger the circuit, effectively convincing our brains to treat them like our own offspring. To thrive in our homes, cats adapted to perfectly mimic the features that force us to feel affection and provide care. The ancestor of your house cat was the African wildcat, a fierce, independent hunter that lived in the desert, far away from people. But as cats moved closer to human settlements, those who looked a certain way were more likely to be fed and protected. Over generations, their facial structures began to shift. This shift relies on a trait called neoteny, where an animal keeps its baby-like features long after it grows up. In cats, this meant they developed larger eyes, shorter noses, and rounder faces, proportions that map closely to the features of a human infant. In modern breeds like the Persian, humans have selected for these traits so intensely that the cat's face is almost entirely flat, just like a human baby's profile. When we see an animal with a perfectly round head and oversized eyes, it activates our instinctive impulse to protect and nurture. A cat's face isn't just an animal's face anymore. It is an evolved shape that speaks directly to our deepest parental instincts. Beyond the visual disguise, cats have mastered a second, auditory layer of influence. While adult cats in the wild rarely meow at each other, our pets use it constantly. Meowing is a specialized language they developed almost exclusively to communicate with us and get our attention. They even use something called a solicitation purr, a very specific, high-pitched purr they save for when they want food or urgent care. This chart shows the sound wave of a human baby crying. Notice these sharp, high-frequency peaks that instantly grab your attention. When we look at a cat's solicitation purr, we find that the cat hides an identical high-pitched frequency right inside their normal, rumbly purr. This hidden frequency triggers an inescapable sense of urgency in the human brain, making it feel almost impossible to ignore their demands for food. When those visual and auditory signals hit you at once, your brain responds by flooding your system with oxytocin, the chemical responsible for bonding and affection. But this sudden dose of happy chemicals is actually too large to process. It creates an emotional overload, essentially short-circuiting our brain. To handle this, your brain uses cute aggression as an emergency cooling system to help you regain control. By giving you a tiny pulse of aggressive feeling, like the urge to clench your jaw, your brain creates a negative emotion to balance out the overwhelming positive one. That weird urge to gently squeeze a kitten isn't strange at all. It's just your brain trying to stay balanced while dealing with the intense power of cat cuteness. From their big eyes to their meows, and even the way they knead their paws on blankets, a cat's most adorable traits are simply survival tools carried over from their kittenhood. This biological mirroring isn't a trick. It's the foundation of a very successful partnership. The trade-off is clear. Humans provide cats with a safe home and a guaranteed food source. In return, cats provide us with a constant supply of happy chemicals that reduce our stress and lower our blood pressure. So the next time your cat looks up at you and purrs for their dinner, just remember the biology at work. You are looking at a master of evolutionary influence, and you are probably more than happy to let them take charge, because being chosen by a cat is easily one of the best biological deals humans have ever made.